Hello, and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some really cool emotes. Lastly, if you are interested in joining our community, starting in 2 weeks' time, we're starting a brand new game for this group where we will have some open slots available. A brand new campaign. Who knows what world we're going to be in? Who knows if we're adapting to the new D&D setting? Anything like that. Not setting, system. Anything. So, if you are interested in that, be sure to reach out and let me know. Furthermore, we have open slots available in the Sunday group, who is also doing a reset, but that'll be a month from now. And they're getting a new campaign in there. And our Tuesday early group still has some open slots available, but we just gained a Carl in that group. Yay! Carl's playing in a lower level game. Woo! Now,
Hey, Carl.
without further ado, let's have Monkey tell us exactly what happened last session.
Yeah, so last session our goal was to go capture Baron Pote and put him in the gem. And so we snuck into the Tower of Erm in Avernus, snuck in through teleportation. We eventually found him, and a battle ensued with Chain Devils and Baron Pote. We knocked him unconscious, but it was a struggle to get out of there. We had to run and fight at the same time, trying to get out. Very scary situation. Almost lost, I think it was Bart that we almost lost. And finally, we made it through. We're able to put him in the gem after we escaped to the Hollows, jumping through the portal. Portal was closed, so they couldn't follow us in there. And we have Baron Pote currently inside the gem, trapped inside the gem. And we started, I believe, resting. And that's where we are. Reese's court date is coming up soon, and that's why we wanted to capture the Baron.
So, we did some downtime.
Oh, yeah.
1 week within the Hollows, getting out of there before Baron Pote even has a fighting chance to leave. Reese, do you have the magic circle spell?
No, we had a scroll of it, but I gave it to Kat because she was supposed to put it into her book.
Cool. So you guys are going to ask Kat to put a magic circle down around the amulet when he tries to escape? Okay.
Yes.
Then let me roll his athletics check. Athletics check, DC, it was 16, correct?
Yeah.
Oh no, that
For the
was
jump.
entry. Exit was 20.
20 something.
Yeah,
It was
I
like
think
20
it was like
something.
22. I usually go 22. All right. He is not proficient in athletics.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say if that is a success or not until we have the opportunity for everybody to use any potential reactions, abilities, special things, anything such as that. If they happen to have anything before I finish this sentence that I'm currently saying.
I'm gonna. Reese, you can do it too. You've got your little thingies that you can do, and I am gonna do as a reaction. I gotta pull it up because I wasn't expecting this to happen so quick. Give me a second here. And
So we
while I'm
count
looking
his
for
name
this-
to see him then.
Yeah, you can see him in the amulet. He's a reflection in the surface of it.
Oh.
Yeah,
nice.
it's a gem.
anyone talk while I look for this?
I'm just
What
gonna
the hell
silver.
is
A silver, A barb. There you go.
Okay, I'll re-roll then.
It's much easier than what I got. There we go.
14.
There we go. Yes. I knew you guys had a very lot of ways to keep him in there. Whew. So,
So wait, if we're able to cast, we're able to cast spells at him through the necklace?
yes you are.
Okay. So at some point, that next day or whatever.
So
I
long
spent
it does
every
not
spell slot-
require like direct contact, like firebolt, fireball, things can't pass through, but if it's a mental thing, it can work.
Okay, I would hit him with bestow curse at level 7 at some point.
All right, which save is that?
for athletics. It's gonna be a wisdom save.
Okay.
It's whatever the one that can get me to that time frame.
29.
29. Nice. I would like to let's do my my roll my unfriendly fortune. Alright, roll a d20. Well, he has legendary resistances, so
Yes,
he
he
might
does.
still just so just regardless.
I will
He'll
because
resistance that, but yeah.
you said it was a athletics checks to get out.
Yeah.
I will look at him and just put a hex on him for strength checks.
Okay. So he would have had disadvantage from the get-go. It's alright, this is during downtime. You save a spell slot.
Okay.
Yeah. Holy shit, I'm rolling like shit. Let me get all these out of the way.
No, it's not get crazy.
Let's not get crazy. Too late.
We're just gonna see real quick. Roll 10d20. Yeah.
And he burned a 20.
Yeah. That's my one per month anyways. It doesn't matter. I don't rely on those. So, he is stuck in there again. Is there anything you would all like to do for your week back on the material realm?
I'll let everyone else go first. Just gotta figure my life out.
Figure my life out.
If there's a forge, I'm working on that. I'm working on Cornwallis's and Genesis's.
You have a forge.
All right.
I just want to make sure that Glenn got to do his hollow downtime because I did write it down.
Yeah, you typed it out in this chat, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Just wanted to make sure
unfortunately, with us only having 2 more sessions, like that.
Yeah. No. I just wanted to make sure that you did get that though.
That was going to be like multiple sessions worth of shit for y'all. But yes, it is fully influenced by the hollows now. The egg does look significantly different.
And, yeah, I guess while on the material plane, the only thing I remember Glenn had to do was pick up his pyroclastic core scythe that he had get made.
Yep, and it is done.
All right. So he's got a flaming scythe now. Shit.
Nice.
Oh, and I'll also check in on the next door to our temple. We had that. There was that extra house. Oh, there was going to be a house party too, right?
Yeah, that was
Street party.
while you guys were in Hades.
Yeah.
Or the Hollow.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll just go make sure everything's good and get the house.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah, it's going to take multiple months of them doing this during the viewing day to drive down the price enough that you guys can purchase it.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Checking on the temple followers.
That's
saying
a one
hi to
shot, baby.
Beatrice and the.
That is a one shot.
Yeah.
A one shot of monkey followers. Are you guys?
I'm just saying.
House party. Anyways,
Don't give me the chance to ruin Monkey's religion in a one shot.
I will. So, anyways, Bart, did you have anything during that week?
I don't think I had any stuff that was ongoing. It was just sort of recovering my injuries because I got pretty badly beat up. And probably, God damn it, Carl! Found that I'm watching you note in my features and traits, and setting up some kind of message to Cat that basically takes the form of a will.
Would anybody else like to write their last will and testament?
My will's inside that journal.
Yeah.
You strike
And
me down
considering
now, I'll come back
Carl, get out of my
stronger.
character sheet.
I
Considering
placed that
have
note 3 weeks
no
ago.
Let
yeah,
Bart
but-
finish. Go ahead, Bart.
Considering I have basically no actual material possessions, the message to the Cat is basically, hey, sorry I didn't get a chance to destroy the spear, and if you're reading this, I'm dead, and things are probably going to get real fucked up real soon. My bad.
Yes, take care of my slimes.
Yeah. Some of the slimes are nice. The one that's currently spilling out onto the world with no end in sight, not so much.
All right. Anybody else?
I would like to recover my health, and if anybody doesn't need anything from me, I am just gonna hit up every brothel in town until you guys need me again.
Sounds good.
I don't have anything I need to do. I have nothing to leave a will to anyways, so...
Yeah, but if you don't have a will, it goes back to the state. Keep that in mind.
That's fine. I don't care if it goes to the state. I don't have anything against the state. I've never been here. So...
So what you're telling me is you are not a hippo, Ron Swanson.
I'm not a hippo, Ron Swanson.
The government will repossess everything. Make a fucking will.
I don't even have a woodworking proficiency.
All right. Glenn?
I mean, besides this
The site.
picking up, yeah. Besides that, I'll probably just hang around Monkey's Church, make sure everything's fine over there. If anything, if they need me to sign anything additional or need to give me any additional information about how the graveyard's going to work over here in Spalding, maybe go to visit the castle. That's about it.
Genesis, what was the name of that creature you wanted to pet last game?
Oh, the dog with all the teeth in its face?
Conaloth.
Okay. All right. So I will come up to you and have this like metal stein, you know, ones that have the lids on top, and it's a conolith that I've made for you with your name on it, and so you can carry it around. You can put drinks in it, and it has a little lid on it.
Aw, thanks, monkey.
And I'll go up to Cornwallis, and his is him standing on bodies of imps and demons, proudly.
Remind me of the time that I was cursed for weeks. With uncontrollable bloodlust.
Yeah.
Demons!
I know these weren't good times for you, but you really showed your strength in there, and just a little token so you can have some memories.
I appreciate it, Bucky.
So, if that's what you guys want to do for that final week, Reese?
I got. So first thing, yeah, it's always me, right? I would like to go to the castle and pay 5,000 gold in order to have the office building change into a national museum. The Spalding, a national museum of Spalding, dictating events that have happened, including the first plague that killed everyone in the outer district, the overthrowing of Spalding, and then famous people who have adventured. So there's a whole section dedicated to the things we've killed in fighting, as well as little history plaques for our little adventuring party, which I don't have a name for. Do you guys have a party name?
Yeah, we
at
do.
all?
Yes, we do. It's a Troop Harbinger.
Troop Harbinger.
Troop Harbinger? Yeah. there
Also,
we go.
Monkey and the Boys.
And since
Troop
we're
Harbinger-
wrapping up,
oh
yeah.
shit.
And since we're
Wait,
wrapping
he's
up,
not done yet.
oh,
Let him finish, please. Go ahead, Reese.
Yeah. Troop Harbinger, and it dictates everyone who's been in it, right? Not so much like their names, but like their like nicknames, except for Monkey, it just says Monkey. Right? Glenn, it says Jack. You know, Cornwallis, this is Cornwallis. Genesis, it says Genesis, because I don't think you guys ever had a nickname. Stuff like that. For Bardakov, it would just say Bart. It wouldn't say Bardakov because I don't want their full names up there. there would be no last names. So I would like it to be dedicated to like the party companion we've had this party. Second thing, right, would be handing the journal to my butler to give to my sister, or not my sister, my daughter at any point. I'm sure he'd be okay with that. And I would write a very extensive letter about how much the time I've spent with a specific person, I'm not specifying who, to give to the butler to give to them, because we're not on talking terms right now. That's all I got for this week. It's like just getting my affairs in order.
Yep.
I don't talk to my daughter at all.
Now, Monkey.
Yeah, all I was gonna say, because we're back on Troop Harbinger, so just as a little spoiler. So Harbinger, and we got this because a cat early on. It's something that foreshadows the future, and if you look up what troop means, or actually let me rephrase it. If you look up a group of monkeys, it's a troop.
Makes sense. Troop of monkeys.
Monkey.
I've got one last thing,
Yes.
if that's okay. Okay. I was just wondering, does anybody want any papayas? I grabbed some papayas.
That would be great.
Like, yeah.
I had papaya the other day. Reasonably disappointed.
Oh.
It was fine. It just wasn't like amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. I
It's
expected
because it wasn't D&D papayas. That's why.
Probably. My D&D meals sound so much better than my IRL meals.
Nice.
I'll share some papaya with you. Thank you very much.
All right. So, everybody, a week goes by. You all sit around on the day of the meeting. Early in the day, Reese, you hear a rasping at the door.
A rasping?
Few gentle knocks.
Oh, okay. I look to the people. And then I open the door.
Standing in front of you are these two plated Arrheniuses. They stand roughly about 7 feet tall each, wearing this form-fitted full plate mail armor that has the iconography of Asmodeus imbued into every corner of it. One of them is standing there with their hand on the hilt of a very large blade, while the other one is standing there coiling out the chains of Asmodeus. They both look at you. Are we going to do this as a public display? Or are we going to go inside?
I mean, sure. I open the door. Let them in.
The two of them duck underneath the door frame to step inside, and the rest of the party, you look over at the two Arrhenius, and they take the chains of Asmodeus and start wrapping them around your wrists, Reese. Now, you may roll me a religion or arcana check, completely your choice.
Do Arcana. 22.
22. We love 22. These chains are something that only Asmodeus can command and hand out to other individuals. They are designed to cut an individual off from the weave altogether. However, they can only be issued to the individual Asmodeus discerns by one of his noble elite guards. by them wrapping it around your wrists, you are cut off completely from the weave.
Damn. Okay.
You have done for others, and I pray you do the same for me.
Yeah, I got that. It's pretty funny.
The Arrhenius look around at each of you. We will be back. Well, perhaps just a part of him, but there will be a return.
Oh, they're to come with me.
Why?
They are part of my representation.
Yes, we are his legal team.
The one just looks over all of you.
Representation comes in many ways, many forms.
Spartacus, Genalis, Cornwallis, and Glenn.
High-profile clients have large legal teams. It's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Very well. Then all of you will be here for this trial. I suppose you have your invite still?
Yes. Yes, I do.
They gesture for you to take it out.
I pull out the calling.
The one plucks it from your hand and places their finger into the middle of the circle where you see this flame spreads throughout it, arcing all around and then engulfing all of you in this blazing inferno that is incredibly hot and outrageously tense. As all of you are engulfed in this flame, the faint smell of brimstone rising from it. And then you appear inside of a very large church that has a courtroom set up at the far end of it. The statues on the wall are the charred, tortured souls of hundreds of thousands of individuals, left to look, well, like art pieces for this location. Each one has its name written underneath it in a plaque, as well as what they were found guilty of in this court. As you look around at all of this, the brutality of hell is seen fully by all of you. In addition to that, you see that up ahead is Luciphon, standing in the center walkway of the chamber, waiting for all of you as you are approaching. His hands are clasped over the hilt of a blade that is resting tip first into the ground. No sheath anywhere in sight on his being. And then further behind him, you all see the Lord of the Nine himself. This grotesque and otherworldly fiend stands and looks like a mockery of the finer things in the world, nobility and prestige. The outfit he wears is unparalleled to how well crafted it is, how insanely expensive it appears, and the powerful and deceptive nature of the being seems to just exude out from him. As you look past Luciphon at Asmodeus, Asmodeus's eyes shift down the way over towards you, Reese, as he gives a little smile. Now everybody in the chamber, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw. If you are a construct, you are immune to this.
Was this a charm effect?
It is.
Where's Bart on the map? I don't see him. So I don't know who's in range of him.
Oh, all of you will be in range of Bart.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I forgot to put him on the map.
Oh,
You
he's my-
son of a bitch. Ah.
Go.
And appropriately, upon walking into a church, I'm already on fire.
Of course.
He couldn't stop the fire.
Okay, so Bart, you give everybody a +5, correct?
Yes.
Monkey, do you have advantage?
I do. I was trying to say I was going to use my speaking
Wisdom.
recap.
Very well.
Boom, boom.
Ah.
So, Reese, you get a +5. A 23 is a failure. Samdi and Monkey are the only successes with natural 20s. As you all look at him and his eyes focus on your group, other than Samdi and Monkey, everybody immediately stops in their tracks. Eyes wide as you see this individual who, just by simply walking towards you all, just has like the realm bending to their will, bending to their being. As he approaches over, Monkey and Samdi, the two of you look at all of your allies who seem unable to move until he says or does something. They just seem to be stuck in awe. Yep. What are the two of you doing in response to that?
I am going to and it's affecting Reese as well. Oh, he can't do it.
It's affecting everybody except you and Samdi right now.
I'm gonna smack Reese on the back and say, "You got this." But I'm gonna smack him hard. But it's like a, "You got this." But I'm gonna put a little.
Completely unresponsive. However, you look over at Glenn, and Glenn, some deep-rooted instinct inside of you is screaming for you to still your mind, stop whatever this is, but you can't do anything until he does something.
Jeez. I like to think it's Venture just knocking at the back, like, "Hey, step out of it, buddy!"
All right. Oh, and of course I'll move you guys all down here because, he's approaching thematically. And you watch as he just slowly wanders his way down towards you all.
Damn, that's a cold ass honky.
And as he gets about this close, Lucifon walking in front of him the entire time, he will look at all of you. You're all allowed to breathe. And immediately all of you just immediately catch your breath. And you're able to take actions again. Rasan.
Pleasure to finally make your acquaintance.
Rasan. I wish you would have came here under better circumstance. I've done some research onto you. And given yourself another 100 years or so, you would have found yourself within my legions specifically. Another 1,000, you would have crawled your way through my legion and earned yourself among the higher-ranked devils. Unfortunate that you had such a magnificent slip of the tongue.
Reese is gonna stay quiet.
Lucifon will look over at you, Reese. Lord of the Nan. There's no need for his hands to be shackled. He understands his position here. Well, I had to be sure that you weren't gonna go and run away. He flicks his fingers towards you, and the chains of Asmodeus just fall off of your wrists, Reese.
I do one of these. No. I will always respect the authority here.
He smiles. And he kind of subtly tilts his head forward, and as he does that, Lucifon turns and looks over at him. Are you going to attempt to assert your authority over top of all of my wards? Oh boy. You'd be very wise not to speak with such a hostile tone to me. You know, if you killed me, that would sow discourse through the non-hells, and you'd lose even more of your power. Do not treat them with your authority, unless they are hostile first. Asmodeus smiles and finally acknowledges you, Bart. But aren't you hostile already? Don't you just ache to kill me?
It would be entertaining, I'm sure, but I've been doing this long enough that my bloodlust has cooled enough. My distaste for cat butts, though. Come on.
Well then, shall we all be seated? Before we begin, he snaps his finger and a large piece of parchment appears in your hands, Reese. Make sure you write down all of your witnesses that you wish to call to a stand, as well as your planned opening statement. I'll return mine to you in kind. Snaps his finger and another one appears in Lucifon's hand. And then he'll begin casually just walking back over to his seat.
Reese's facade breaks for a second as he like starts taking a breath. I go, what witnesses does he have?
Here's a question. Can you read all languages?
Yes, if I use the comprehend language spell.
Asmodeus has written his entire opening statement in so many different languages blended into one another that without any type of assistance doing it, you don't think you could ever translate this. Not within, like, a year.
I look at Bart, who can read all languages.
Can you?
I believe so.
You took something supporty? Ew.
Eyes of the Runekeeper. I can read all writing.
Okay. So.
I have notes.
It would appear that he plans on summoning forth Baron Pote to speak to, as well as summoning forth Lucifon to speak to, summoning forth to Cornwallis to speak to, and his statement is along the lines of, a mortal speaking out against him and claiming they have any opportunity or possibility of ever overthrowing him is always a lie against his teachings, because mortals do not possess the physical power to ever overpower him.
God, that feels like a challenge provable in court.
At least the
So
court
you're
bells.
saying if we can beat you in a fight, your whole testimony is a lie?
Actually, yes.
We have an option, boys.
I'm looking around.
I like
for-
where this is going.
Yeah, I'm also looking around for a raven, right? A raven or Lilith herself.
Okay. Roll me a
She said-
perception check, Reese.
Yeah, since you said she would be here. Double perception.
No, you don't see anything like that. But she did say she will be where she wishes to be when the times are right. So, however you wish to act around that is up to you. Now, you are aware, Reese, that you do have to put all of the individuals you wish to call to the stand down on this piece of paper, as well as your opening statement thesis. It is so that both sides have the opportunity to prepare themselves based off of the actual brought forth evidence.
Yeah, I assume it's like a normal court thing.
Yeah.
Does his evidence, so in this one, right? Because I know how normal, like, you know, I'm supposed to be, technically we're defense, so we're supposed to see all the evidence. Right, I'm assuming it's not like that though in D&D land.
No. And also, if you want to glean any specific information, Bart's going to have to roll an intelligence check.
Okay, lovely. So,
Hey, you have the opportunity at least.
what can you glean from this, Bart? And I'm gonna inspire him with that word. That long. Gleam.
Lean. But, intelligence check, just a flat D20.
With a 10. D10. Hey!
Oh, If only I had advantage.
Hey! But you have a D10.
I do.
Oh, that was so close. So close. Oh.
Oh well.
So, all right, 14's not bad. I'll allow you to ask me one specific question. Not open question, specific question. As to a detail on this. And I won't answer just yes, no, maybe. I'll give you like an actual answer.
Okay. What were, sorry, what, not the question I'm asking. What were the witnesses? It was Baron Polt,
Baron Pote,
Cornwallis,
Luciphon are the ones that he wished to speak to.
From what is being like evident, is he also trying to discredit Luciphon as my defense?
Based off of his writings, he wishes to utilize Luciphon's personal experience with his brother and Asmodeus as a way of expressing a sympathy from the court for understanding that in the past he made a mistake. However, he rectified it with the actual murder of his own son, showing the ability to ascend even higher and then become infallible, which happened before you or anything that you've ever experienced. He seems to be doing this in a manner to express how there was a mistake far in the past, which he already paid for, by the sacrifice of his firstborn son.
I look at Luciphon and I ask him, why? I thought he doesn't even like you guys.
Of course not. However, we are still his children. and anything owned by Asmodeus are things that are valuable to him. We are among the same as a rocking chair.
Am I able to put a witness down? Like, it's a witness list, right? So, like, I don't have to call them if I don't need to.
Correct.
But if I put someone who's not aware they're coming to this trial, do they just, like, teleport here? Like, how does that work?
No, you have to have a way for them to come here. The Hells are not going to assist you in bringing anybody
Okay.
forth. They want you to lose.
Yeah.
It's a fair trial, as Asmodeus is the billion-dollar company, and you are the person who burnt their tongue on coffee.
Yeah. Okay. So I just realized I should have put Rossman as one of those people, but that's fine.
Unless you can bring them
Uh,
forth here.
Yeah. But as of right now, I don't think I could. Right? Unless I sent somebody there with, like, someone else who can plane shift. And somebody's not no Uber, you know?
I mean...
Kind of is.
Nah.
You guys use him as an Uber and a tank. That's...
You know, with their transformation that they've been doing, that's not out the question now. Since everyone's always seems to be riding Somdi.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the... Wow, this is hard. I tell Lucifon I'm gonna put you on the list, not as I won't probably need to call you, but in the sense that something comes up where I can call you, I'm gonna still put you down on the list.
Be mindful. No matter the consequence, I will not lie.
I don't expect you to. So since the so I don't have to call the people I put on the witness list, but they need to still be on the list. So I'm gonna put everyone in the party on the list. Go on. Right. I'm gonna put Perrin Pope. I'm gonna put the guy from the Hollows,
Collector.
The Collector.
the Collector. Right. Who
And
else?
also keep in mind, anybody added to the list as a whole can be cross-examined.
Yeah, 100%.
Anybody he's put down, you can ask. Anybody you've put down, he can ask.
Yeah. So, I think that's like the main ones I have right now. Do you guys have anyone else that you would think to add? Is Nanu here? I look around since you said there was Agnes's.
Nanu appears to be up in the skylight bleachers watching.
Put Nanu on the list.
Okay.
I'm gonna send a quick. I'm gonna use message since it's a cantrip. Wait, do I even have that?
Yeah.
Okay, I probably don't have it as a spell, actually. No, I don't have it. Never mind. How far is she?
Within 120 feet.
That's a little too far.
Well, you can get closer, just...
Yeah. I'm going to try and get it within 60 feet of her. And I'm going to say telepathically, heads up, you're on the witness list.
She gives no sign of acknowledgement.
Okay. That's fine. I'll put none on the witness list.
Make sure you're typing out everybody you're putting down.
So I'm putting them on a note that I can just copy and paste.
Yeah. You can just go, the party, like, instead
That's what
of
I'm
all
doing.
of them.
That's literally what I did.
And you do see all the way over here that Asmodeus is just leaning back in his chair while a Baylor wearing a suit and tie is over top of a bunch of paperwork.
That's all I got. Again, do you guys have anyone else?
I ain't got no ideas.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
This is fun. Do you have anyone that you would think to add on this list?
Did you have the opportunity to discuss things with Lilith?
I put her on the list already.
That nobody else I could be, well, thinking of. If you don't mind, I'll look over at you, Bart. I would like to sit to the aisle side in the hopes of assisting Rissand while he goes up for his statements. If you would like to sit further away to safeguard your allies, we may do so.
Okay.
Yeah, Bart? Did you say anything? Did you not hear what I just said?
He said he wants to sit on the aisle side of me, and I was just replying to a message on Discord, and I didn't hear what he said after that.
He wants to sit on the aisle side to be as close to whoever's speaking as possible, if you wish to safeguard your allies by sitting on one of the far sides.
Yes, I will absolutely take the position where I'm sitting as close to as many of my allies as possible, and if it's possible for my aura to be in range of Reese, that would be great, but it may not be.
You all do notice that Lucifon has a very similar aura to you, which is why he's trying to spread it so everybody can be in it.
Yeah, you're a big boy.
That's what I thought. There's 2 paladins spreading out their bones.
Yep. And his is well, I mean, he's max level. His is bigger, you know. So he'll sit here.
I put all my points into Warlock after getting the aura.
Yeah.
I say.
All right, everybody else, position yourselves where you would like to be on the right-hand side.
Does it count as a failure for him if he calls Baron Pote and he can't show up?
Mistrial. I think he knows that we have him.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you guys infiltrated into without him realizing, Baron's gone. There is also these seats over here, if you guys wish. And next to Lucifon.
Just put me wherever. I'm sorry, I'm like moving stuff around.
Here, Reese, I'll put you in the front since you're kind of the most important person in this scenario, you know? God damn it, something. Here, I'll put you there. Okay.
This entire shuffle is happening in real time.
Yeah. Just ooh.
Oh, move over.
No,
Cornwallis, are you good?
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
good? You're
hang
good? Okay, good.
I call that seat. I call that seat.
I want to sit farther away. I fight from rage. So.
Genesis, where you're seated is an aisle. There's no seat there.
Hanging out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There, we'll swap. There we go.
All right. There you go. Now everybody is within an aura.
Everybody's within both.
Uh,
I don't know if that helps, but
yeah, no, I don't allow that to stack. You think I would ever allow that to stack? That would.
dear God, no.
No.
Can you imagine?
Monsters
Just
no
guarding
longer have
paladins.
saving throws.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Full paladin party.
You sure they haven't put that in the new D&D that monsters no longer get saving throws?
No. They just put in that natural 20s are not an automatic success.
Which you can change.
For the DM, the players, obviously, but
Yeah,
That's
but you can
BS.
change that.
Yeah.
You know, so. It's probably because a DM monsters will swing more than a player. You know what I mean? It's the whole flanking idea. Why some people don't like flanking.
Yeah.
I digress. It's a talk for another time.
So, there is a audible hush that happens around the upper bleachers. Now, even though you don't see it, there are thousands of high-ranked devils up inside of these viewing bleachers above your heads and all the way around this canopy. Down below, there is the one Baylor that belongs to Asmodeus's select generals, as well as the 2 Arrheniuses up here, and the Balord, who is in charge of this entire hearing as the judge. Asmodeus, being the one accusing you, Reese, he is the prosecutor. And Reese, Lucifon is here to protect you. You are the defendant.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought. Okay. Makes
You
sense,
don't
makes
want
sense.
someone who cannot manipulate the truth defending you. That is...
Okay,
He'll never do it.
that makes sense.
He is here to make sure no shenaniganery happens, which he already stopped one of Asmodeus' shenaniganers.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay.
So,
I'm gonna
The-
cast tongues on myself right now. That way, I am aware and can speak any other languages.
okay. As you cast the spell, a few of the individuals narrow their eyes at you, but Asmodeus looks just like casually in your direction, and you have the sense that he's completely knowledgeable about everything that you're doing magic-wise.
Okay. Would you say that subtle spells would still go around that? Since it's worded?
No, he has spell sight.
okay,
Everybody else in the chamber does not have spell sight, but gods and typically creatures that are CR 20 or higher can have spell sight. And Asmodeus is a god.
okay.
Yeah. They can see
I
your
see-
manipulation of magic no matter what it is.
Yeah, I see the worrisome glares, and I go, "It's tongues. That way I can speak." And I go back to
Oh, I'm
working on
aware.
the thing.
I mean, Monkey has spell sight. Monkey's a god.
So you claim.
I don't claim it. He does.
You just said it. I mean, you heard it, right, Monkey? He said you're a god. That's
He
one
is a
more
god.
believer.
He is a god.
Can you highlight the tokens of those Arinia's Dread Champions? They look cool.
Oh, yeah. We got him.
Sick.
Yeah, it looks pretty sick.
That is dope. That is dope.
In case you needed to know, they're more badass than typical Iriniuses.
Shock.
Yeah, who would have
And
thought?
what's the juice?
We barely survived 2.
I imagine Bart just has like a large gallon of water, just constantly drinking, looking around.
I'm just so thirsty.
Everybody, we are here today to see through the trial of Asmodeus, Lord of the Nine, against Reese Sand Levon. Did I pronounce that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor. He looks at you expectantly.
You're supposed
The
to say yes, Your Honor.
judge.
You're supposed to say yes, Your Honor, Breeze.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. So I'm typing.
Yeah. The claim being that Risan has spoken out against Asmodeus in a feeble attempt to undermine his authority and thus sowing chaos through the Nine Hells. This statement he has made was directed towards Asmodeus's wife, Lilith, in an attempt to, who knows, perhaps try to sway his way into the bedside. Asmodeus would like retribution in the form of sacrificial lamb of the physical body, access to 20 years enacting in the form of Risand, as well as the soul's perpetual state as a lemur for a minimum of 10,000 years under Asmodeus's rule. We will allow the defense to give us their opening statement. And he gestures for you to walk up here.
Walk up.
Yep.
Just typing. Okay.
You're good.
People of hell, I am being tried with speaking against Asmodeus and questioning his leadership. Right. After you hear our case and hear our evidence, you will see that my speak against him wasn't so much enacting chaos, but pointing out a weak leader who can't even follow his own tenets. Wait for the reactions of that.
Oh, it's just loud as shit before Asmodeus raises his hand and everybody's immediately quiet.
The tenets were supposed to be a standard that was set originally by him as a god, and if a god can't follow his own tenet, is that someone we really want to follow? When I give you the evidence that other people, such as myself, were also questioning his leadership, you will know for a fact, without a doubt, that I'm not the problem. He is. Thank you.
There is a very loud and audible boo across the chambers of all of these devils who wish to continue ingratiating themselves to Asmodeus, booing your statement. Now, our Lord of the Nine, would you give us the honor of your opening statement? He very casually stands up, walking up to the podium, and smiles. Esteemed members of this court, denizens of the Nine Hells, and esteemed guests from the Hollows. Today, we gather to address the claims made by one mortal, Reese, whose audacity has brought him to the very heart of Hell's justice. Let us remember that the foundation of our infernal hierarchy rests upon order, obedience, and an unyielding adherence to the principles that I, Asmodeus, have upheld for millennia. Reese asserts that my actions are flawed, that my conduct is unbecoming of the Lord of the Nine. He suggests that I, the master of all devils, have acted in contradiction to my own dogma. However, let us not be swayed by the passionate outbursts of a mere mortal. Reese speaks of overthrowing me, claiming his words were not lies, but born of the belief that I should not be above my own laws. Yet, what is the essence of truth in the mouth of a mortal who lacks the divine perspective? Reese's words, rather born of defiance or misguided belief, are inconsequential to the grand design of hell. His claims that there are laws in my actions is, in itself, a flawed premise. For I am Asmodeus, the supreme architect of our realm, and my every action is a calculated step towards maintaining the delicate balance of power and corruption. Baron Pote, whose assistance from the Hallows Reese seeks to use against me, serves as a testament to the adaptability and resilience of our infernal domain. The fluctuations in the supply of souls are merely challenges to be overcome, not indications of any failure. And the presence of someone from the Hollows, while intriguing, does not negate the truth that hells remain under my unwavering control. Now, let us turn our attention to the true heart of the matter. Reese, a mortal, presumes to judge me, to challenge my authority, to claim that I am with flaw. But let us be clear. The very notion that a mortal can pose any real threat to the Lord of the Nine Hells is, in itself, an absurdity. Reese's words are a lie, not because they lack conviction, because they lack significance. A mortal's rebellion is but a whisper in the roaring inferno of the hells. As he finishes his opening statement, the entire audience begins applauding loudly and chanting Asmodeus' name, providing a very authoritative tone through the entire chamber. As he smiles, turns, and looks back at you, Reese, just casually walking back to his seat. You both are going to be rolling performance checks.
As Asmodeus finishes his speech, Glenn, I mean, it's probably drowned out by all the cheering. Glenn's just cupping his hands. Boo!
Yeah, it comes out as...
Nice.
I mean, who are you next to, Glenn? Yeah, Monkey and Barkin here.
In Lucifan's mind, he hears, there's a lot I gotta work on.
Don't worry, I'll be DMing you his actual opening statement that he just had, because there's a lot there.
Yeah. So I thought that the first guy speaking was his opening statement.
No, that was all him.
I was like, isn't it defense that goes for, like, second?
Not in the Hells. They decide that this is how it
Oh,
goes.
shit. Can't discredit something I don't know.
So, roll me your performance check.
Let's use the game advantage on this. Some other way. Nah, we'll just straight roll it. I still have luckies. Ooh, that's so what my rolls, man. I'm gonna use a lucky.
Yeah.
That's one. 21. It's a lot better.
Okay, my turn. He doesn't have advantage.
Oh shit.
Asmodeus. Reese, you know you did a very good job in your statement. You created a very good argument. However, you believe now you may have underestimated how silver the tongue of Asmodeus actually is, and how well adjusted he is at manipulating everything. And we're going to go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back for the actual court hearing. Alrighty, everybody. We're back. Opening statements have been declared. And now, you all are given just a few moments of listening to the chanting and roaring of all of the fiends as Asmodeus just sits down in his chair looking so incredibly content. Now, in fiendish fashion, Rishan, who do you call to the witness stand first?
The first person I call forth is none other than your lovely, second.
Baron Pope.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I call forth Baron Pope, and I pull out the necklace, and I say, we had a escort bring him. So I pop him out.
And as soon as he appears, he reaches for his weapon to go slicing against your throat, and Lucifon just picks him up by his, lifting him. That is ill-advised. My lord, Asmodeus, I would hope that you punish this mortal for acting out against me, as well as yourself. Asmodeus just smiles at him.
When he makes that statement, I'm going to quickly say, hey, your questions are coming from me, not from the offense. So get to the stand.
He's casually tossed, where he walks over to the stairs. Now, all that step into the pit of truth are bound to speak only in truths. No lying, no twisting of words. Oh, wrong one. Of words. Pote looks glaringly over at all of you as he walks down the stairs. And then you begin hearing this hollow sound of these shrieks and ghouls that seem to apparate from that pit down below. Risan, take your step to the podium.
I take my step to the podium.
You may begin whenever.
What was your I state the day because I'm not gonna ask what the day is, right? You sent a letter to the area of Casino to invite Monkey and his entourage to your party. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when you sent that letter to Monkey, you had hopes of moving his assets and his worshippers to help fight in the front lines of Avernus. Is that correct?
Objection, leading the witness.
Leading.
Yeah, you can't ask him specific, you have to ask him general.
Yeah. Let me rephrase then. Did you or did you not approach Monkey about recruiting his worshippers to assist in
That's still leading. You have to be more open-ended.
Can you ask?
Did you not
what?
approach Monkey about help?
Why did you invite Mon? Yes, that's...
Okay. Why did you
Thank-
invite... Thank you. Why did you invite Monkey to your party?
A new potential power is good to align yourself with. Asmodeus nods. Yes.
What did you say to Monkey? Yeah, there it is. What did you say to Monkey that day?
Well, I offered him a pact in order to spread across his cult that he is organizing. To serve under me, and to have all of them serve at a higher esteem.
But that's not what you had said. What did you say? Quote it.
I asked him if he would like to build a union where his worshippers would come here to fight alongside Avernus after their death.
As you hear people, right? He enlisted a person who is thought to as a deity, an outside source, for aid. He did not trust in your divine, he trusted in another divine.
I never thought...
We're not talking. No. Words first. Right. That is just one of the few follies he's had, as shown. So what is the reason, give me a second. Again, I'm not a lawyer IRL.
Can't imagine anything worse than playing D&D with actual lawyers.
Yeah, right?
The one time a rules lawyer would have been appreciated.
Yeah. What did you say the reasoning was for the recruitment in regards to Avernus itself?
I said that Avernus needed more souls to fight for it.
Take that as you will, people of the court, that a baron, a high regarded devil of Avernus, sought third-party aid from a divine source because of the lack of utilization of manpower. The Abyss is the first enemy of the Hells, and it's the first enemy that Avernus is charged with. Sounds like poor leadership. My case rests. I don't fucking know what else.
This one can be a persuasion.
Okay. I don't know what else.
Yeah!
I'm not a lawyer.
Yes, you can. No, you can absolutely just be like, hey, ask him about this.
Okay,
you guys have the earphones.
I just wanted to make sure
you're
before
good.
I start throwing things out there, and I don't want to metagame, so.
No. It's you guys are
That's
from
fine.
Entourage.
I know,
You
I
guys-
just wanted to make sure I asked before I start offering things up, even though I already
Please.
offered up one.
Yeah, please.
We need you on this.
Yeah, I need all the help I can get. 34. There we go. That's a reroll.
That's a
Actually,
lot
it's
better.
not. Yeah, actually, that's not a reroll. It's like a. It would be
Hey!
a 5.
You can actually compete with him on persuasions.
Hopefully. I think he has a plus 19. But yeah, it's a lot. The gap's different.
2. Like, come on. With how
Yeah,
I
the gap's
roll.
A lot, yeah, the gap's a lot different for sure.
Guess I need to engage the roller.
Yeah.
For
Go ahead,
reasons.
Cornwallis.
No, I said I need to engage my roller for reasons
Oh.
that everyone thinks I have.
Oh, I thought you had
Oh,
questions
yeah.
that you were going to suggest.
Oh, no. He got to the question that. He got to the answer I wanted it. I was just going to
Yeah.
offer a question, but he got there on his own eventually.
Yeah, I was just trying to get him to say it. But
Lord of the Nine, please. Asmodeus wanders up there. Firstly, Baron Pote. What are you? I'm sorry? What are you? I'm a Baron of Avernus. Continue. I'm a loyal fiend of the Nine Hells. Fiend, you say? And as a fiend, what is your first priority when dealing in political matters, or social even? My first priority is to expand and corrupt those that are corruptible, gaining additional influence for my lord. Your lord. That would be Zariel directly, correct? Of course, my lord. And Zariel serves under me. When you were speaking to this self-proclaimed god, what were your intentions in your words? I intended on manipulating the truth any way I possibly could in order to gain access to what it is I wanted. And would you care to elaborate? I wanted to corrupt mortals and a new cultist organization. As I have previously stated to the court, and to all of you loyal fiends, there are always hardships for us to overcome. This hardship, though a mere mortal sees as a flaw, as a weakness, we all know is a very common thing. Mortals go through waves of corruption. Certain clergy members don't spread their influence far enough and go out of their way to allow demons to take the souls that we deserve, that they were responsible for gaining. He says, looking directly at you, Reese, and his eyes moving over to Bart. If there were a weakness, it is with the psychological well-being of mortals such as them. Wouldn't you agree, Baron? Of course, my lord. Now, you're one of the three barons of Avernus. One of the three most powerful devils. That was the DM. He would never make that mistake. Within all of the non-hells, arguably capable of standing up to even some of the more lowly lords, he says, looking over at Luciphon. In your personal opinion, would you express the state of Avernus as weak? There's a very long pause before an answer. You can hear the hollow sounds of the tortured souls becoming louder and louder before a quieted answer comes out. I would never be so brazen to ever make such a statement as the hells of Vernus or my lord Zariel being weak. To speak that way would be disrespectful to every devil that lays their life on the line to defend us against the incursion of the abyss. Then you've all heard it directly. Having to adjust because of the lacking nature of clergymen is not a weakness amongst us. It is only a weakness among the mortal kin. I'm done my questioning. Rysand, would you like a rebuttal round of questioning?
No. Fence rest. On that.
The Baron Pote. You are dismissed. The Baron will walk out of the pit and sit behind Asmodeus' side. He did. Now, would the persecutor like to call someone to the stand? Why, yes, I would. Cornwallis, please, step into the pit.
This should be fun. I'll step into the pit.
As you get down there, it is very creepy how silent it is down here. Until you notice all of the shadows and everything else maneuvering around in a way that seems to weaken your own mind. You try to think quickly, and it is incredibly difficult. Now, while you were down here, anytime you would attempt to lie or mislead the truth, you must first give me a charisma saving throw, DC 20. On a success, you are able to do that after one round of contemplation. On a failure, you are incapable of either such course action and must immediately give an honest answer.
Okay.
For the court's records, what is your full name?
Cornwallis Wellington.
Cornwallis Wellington. Sorry. Please describe to me the events of you encountering Rysand.
Myself and a friend were investigating an abandoned school, and we were trapped within, I believe it was, we were trapped in a room, and the room adjoined multiple other rooms. One of those rooms contained Reese.
Now, when you encountered him, what was your immediate impression?
He was useful in getting out of the trap that we had found ourselves in.
And outside of that usefulness, what was your impression of his character?
That point in time, we hadn't had that great of a conversational amount, so I don't know that I had a giant impression. He had multiple friends with him, so I assumed to some extent he was a personable person.
I was not asking you how well your impression was established. I was asking what it was.
I already gave you that answer, that he was a competent person that helped get out of a trap.
Very well. And you decided to join up with this individual. How would you define your relationship with him?
We have been adventuring companions for a few months at this point.
Adventuring companions. A very cute naming scheme. Now, during this time, were there any situations that came up that caused your viewing of him
Objection.
to be...
Leading.
Very well. Has your opinion of the defendant shifted at all since your first encounter?
Objection. Leading.
He looks over at Balord.
You're asking him to think about when he, rectify. You're asking him to of examples where his faith or feelings of me wavered, which can lead him to changing any information that would be used. So it is leading.
Very well. Would you continue describing to me your experience with this party?
What are you looking for? Examples of things we've done? I'm not sure of the point of the question.
I'm looking to learn what it is you experienced as you were spending time with Rhysand and his companions.
I spent far more time in hell than I originally have expected.
Generalized question for the court, of course. Is your soul beholden to the hells at all?
No.
Do you have any personalized opinions about the hells previous to your encounter with Rhys?
I guess general information that it's generally spread throughout the plains that the hells is the place of the blood war and a location that is home to Dizians that make deals in exchange for the souls of other people.
So, very bare minimal information.
I had never been to the hells previous to my time in Rhys's company.
Did you ever intend on going to the hells previous to the time with his company?
No.
And did you ever intend of attempting to betroth a devil?
No.
The night of the encounter between Rhysand, Baron Pote, were there any other notable fiends at such an event?
I believe there were several notable fiends at the event.
Would you care to name the ones that left an impression upon you?
There was the host, Baron Pote. And the only other fiend that I remember leaving an impression was Lilith.
Lilith. Now, this one might just be for my own personal enjoyment. Please, describe what it was you thought when you saw Lilith.
Objection. Leading.
Leading to what? I like
trying
hearing
to-
people speak fondly of my wife.
It's a personal opinion.
I'll allow it. Please answer the question.
Yeah. I found Lilith to be to appear to be an extremely powerful and attractive person.
Would you care to describe the events around your peering at her and speaking with her?
No, I don't want to.
For the court's amusement.
Am I forced to? Because you asked me if I'd care to.
Answer the question.
Objection, improper lay of opinion.
I did answer the question. He asked me if I'd care to, and I said no.
Allow me to rephrase. Describe for us your encounter with her, as well as every moment leading up to your conversation with her.
I appeared to be the only person at the event who originally noticed Lilith's arrival, as far as I could tell. I approached several of my party members to point out her arrival, as she seemed to be a person of importance. Reese suggested that I talk to Lilith. I refused. We then went to get snacks from the snack bar, and Reese introduced me to Lilith, and I fumbled the conversation terribly. In which case, Somdi then turned me into a turtle to help me escape the situation.
Now, why do you think it was that you were brought to Lilith to speak?
I assume for Reese's entertainment.
How would you define that mindset that he must have had?
Boredom? I gotta admit, Baron Pote didn't throw us as exciting of a party as I thought he would for such a high noble.
Oof!
It was much more fun escaping with his corpse.
Very cute.
I'm just gonna
Now,
finger wave to Pote.
are you currently aware of the repercussions for attempting to have relations with my wife?
Objection, lack of personal knowledge.
Current awareness is what I'm asking for.
I don't think that Cornwallis does.
Oh, it was expressed to you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Reese.
Oh, that I wasn't allowed to. So define relations.
I don't think I ever once brought that up with him. I just said she was powerful.
Well, you did mention, yeah, that's Asmodeus' wife. Everyone's terrified of speaking to her because he'll kill them. You mentioned that to everybody after the fact.
Oh yeah, probably after.
Yeah,
I don't know if I
and he's asking current.
Okay, I'm like, I don't know if I ever said that because I'm a fucking asshole. Okay.
Yeah, after.
I believe I've been told that you do not like anyone talking to your wife.
Is that all?
That it could be punished by death? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Could be. He'll look over at you, Reese. You would lie to him like that? Let it be known that no fiend in the 9 hells would subject someone they value or even care for to the torture and torments I would give to an individual for attempting relations with my wife. However, this individual, this mortal, led the hippo to water as it be, for their own amusement. Sounds awfully chaotic to me. No further questions. For this one, I need you to roll me an insight check, Reese. And I'm going to roll a deception check for Asmodeus.
Sweet. I don't want to use my advantage. So like hard deciding.
He doesn't have advantage, so 31.
I'm just gonna roll it. I think I'm just gonna roll it and see what happens.
Oh, that was so
that was
close.
so close to a 20.
So
yeah.
close. Oh.
It'd be like that.
I'm not going to tell you what he's attempting to do in this line of questioning. If you can
Okay.
incite it yourself, that's fine, but I am not going to tell you. Would the defendant like to cross-examine?
Yes. Yes, I would, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, step up.
I step up. How are you feeling right now, Cornwallis?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure this isn't even the worst thing I've ever seen.
So on the night that, to make clear what Devil's customs and courtesies are, right? If you are of a lower rank and you want to talk to a high rank or rank of, you can do that at the dining table, right? As in all known societies of the Devil hierarchy. For information to any Devil that might not be aware of that knowledge, did you or did you not see 4 other Devils walking towards the plate, which includes a Baylor, a succubus and his slave, and Baron Polt himself walked towards the table the same time Lilith did?
Objection, relevance.
I look at I ask for a sideline, which I can explain the thought behind it.
Yeah.
Right. I say it's to disprove the fact that he brought up that no other Devil, that every Devil knows not to talk to them, and there was Devils that did try.
Every devil would know not to seek relations.
Okay. Okay, then yes, sustain.
Yeah.
Okay. I let me rephrase this. When Lilith came in, was your first thought to seek relations with her?
No.
So how could you be in trouble for seeking relations if that was the case? Did you...
Objection. We can smell the hormones on the creature.
And the creature's also in the box of truth that you guys have set aside. So... Unless you're doubting your own magic.
I found Lilith attractive, but had no intention of ever thinking that I had any attempt to have relations with Lilith. I'm not generally a sexual being.
In the time of traveling with Rasan Levon, myself, when the chance of a person seeking something that they are seeking what they desire comes up, do I or do I not attempt to persuade them in the manner of a fiend to follow the desire?
Yes.
Is that not the point of most contracts, is to give you what you desire at a cost?
Yeah, a contract would be exchanging one thing for another, so I imagine you would want whatever your half of the contract is.
Right. Regardless of the contract thing, in the nature of Rasan Levon, is he or is he not someone that would lead someone to desire? Is what I'm getting at. or to follow ambition.
Yes.
Would you say that your scenario you were in is a good example of that?
Question leading. Or objection leading.
It's like a compound question. Let me see. I think actually that's something you can object it to. Would you say... No, that's also leading. Jeez, give me a second.
It's hard not leading a witness, huh?
Yeah, it is, right? You can only set up the room, but you can't like lead them to it.
Yep. Now, he can offer information in addition to whatever you ask, but you can't lead him to offering that information.
No wonder law school is such a fucking thing.
Yeah, it's stupid as shit.
Yeah, it is. I can never do it.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
why I'm like, I was not planning to be a lawyer. I was planning to be a lawmaker.
a lawler.
A lawler.
A law.
Law a lot.
Me's law's goods.
Shit. Well, I already discredited the whole. He wanted her. So I discredited the view. I think that's. I look at my counsel for advice. If there's anything else I should bring up.
If anybody has any suggestions?
I know what Reese is trying to get at. I just need you to ask me at least something so I can add to it.
Yeah. This is really awkward. How do I articulate that properly? In that case, whether it worked out in your favor or not, did you get something out of it?
I certainly got an experience I'll never forget.
Can you describe that experience? Elaborate. Good or bad, it's okay.
I got a great sense of embarrassment. I also got an attempt that I never would have taken otherwise to talk to someone greatly beyond my station.
Ambition. That is what we as devils strive for. Ambition is everything. We help people discover their desires, their ambitions, and their greed, their lust, anything that they want. And that was just another case of this. Going to hell. You didn't plan to come to hell, just like Asmodeus had mentioned. Making it seem like I was the one that brought you to a place that caused you strife. But did you or did you not plane shift or travel the planes before?
Yes.
So would you have said that this was eventually going to happen?
It was certainly possible that I would travel to the Hells. I've been to multiple planes, not all of them of my own free will.
So it's not out of the expectancy. It was something that could have happened.
Certainly possible. I spent most of my life traveling from plane to plane.
Yeah, so you can't fault. I would say I'm not at fault for bringing you to a plane when you yourself are a plane traveler.
I'll clarify. I never blamed you for bringing me to hell. We went to hell to attend a party under Monkey's invitation, not yours. You were technically not the reason that I went to hell.
This is true. But yeah, with that being said, think I've made it very clear the type of character I truly am, and not discredited. I'm just merely helping people find their ambition, their cardinal desires. Defense rest.
Lord of the Nine, would you like a rebuttal? Yes, please.
Oh shit.
Cornwallis. It stands out to me that you say you did not blame him for you going to hell. Was there any blame to be given towards Rysand?
Objective irrelevant.
I assured the council it is very relevant.
I, at the time, blamed Reese for my interaction with Lilith.
Blamed. Elaborate.
I would not have undertaken interaction with Lilith without Reese's interference or interjection.
Knowing what you know now, would you subject, say, Monkey to the same circumstance at which Rysand subjected you?
Yes, Monkey would greatly enjoy having that conversation.
Knowing that his life would be in peril.
I don't. Yes, because I don't believe that Monkey would be intending to talk to Lilith in an attempt to seduce her.
Do you think any of your Wait a second. Same question, Bartikov.
Objection.
Asked and
Compound
answered.
question. There it is.
What is it?
Compound question. You're trying to bring up another witness's statement that hasn't happened.
Very good. Would you have subjected Bartikov to the same situation surrounding Lilith that Rysand subjected you to if you had the same information knowledgeable to you that Rysand did at the time?
Yes.
Why?
Bartikov is into that type of thing.
So you would knowingly forfeit your ally's life?
You're assuming the threat of death for having sex is a turn off to Bartikov. I do not believe that to be true.
Just wins the pot.
There is a roar of laughter from the crowd.
I think there was an objection of speculation in there, but I won't call it.
Nah,
Bart
keep
will
that
just
on the
look
record.
up and blow a kiss to the gallery of Irinians.
They just glare at you. Ew.
Do we need to go through the rest of the party as well?
Oh, that would not be necessary. However, I would like to point out this mortal-like line of thinking that they are expressing. The ability to betray their own kind is something
Objection
they are
argumentative.
exhibiting. What is argumenting?
You keep bringing up mortal train of thinking, but that is not the reason we're here.
It is.
We're
Because
here
a
should
mortal
racism.
thought. But I sustain. No more further questions. Baylord looks over at you, Reese. Any other questions for this witness?
No, I think that was very much in my favor, Your Honor.
So, now you get to roll a persuasion roll at advantage because Cornwallis was very fucking helpful that entire time.
I'm glad that Bard's sexual proclivities is a bonus to the group.
Yeah, it
at this
is.
point.
We always knew it would be.
Oh my lord.
Asmodeus 29.
Where is it at? Oh, let's advantage toggle. 34.
There you go. Congratulations. Mark down. What is that? 2 successes?
2. Yeah.
Nice. The defendant. Who would you like to call to the stand?
Are we doing evidence, or is that its own thing?
Witnesses for the time being.
Okay. My next witness would be. Let me look at my list. I know that Luciphon is on the list of him, so I want to be able to discredit what he says. So I don't want to do that. Baron Pope was already called up, so I'm gonna use the collector. I'm gonna call in the collector.
The collector, who I didn't have time to make a token for,
That's fine.
glides in from the back of the chamber, glides down into the pit. Reese, step up.
Oh shit, my bad.
You can just leave yourself here, and I'll leave Asmodeus here. So if we ever fight, you're right on top of him.
We'll just move someone, whoever is, you know, not talking all the time. Can you state your name?
My name is Alexander Korvold the Third, also known as the Collector.
What do you do?
Can I roll a history check on that name?
Yes, you may. I collect souls that would be placed down in the hollows and redistribute them.
And because he said the time when it was, I just don't remember the months. Right? How long has there been a rift between your plane and Baron Pote's estate in the hollows?
The rift between the hollows and the hells has existed for 200 years.
How long ago did
I was not
Baron-
done.
Oh, go ahead. I
It
apologize.
was locked to a fixed location known as the Tower of for the last 60 years.
And who created that?
Created what?
That rift between the Tower of and the hollows?
I am unsure.
How long ago did Baron Pope approach you?
Some 59 years ago.
And can you describe, without going into too much details, what the summarized conversation was?
He came to me seeking to corrupt me and my world. Asmodeus nods very proudly. Seeking to gain an established footing on the souls damned to the hollow, to invigorate his own forces. Ambitious.
Did he give you a reason why he was trying to invigorate his forces using the souls of the dead?
He did not.
So another example of him going to a third-party source to increase his odds against the Abyss, is what I'm hearing. You can try and color all you want, but there's two different situations now that your frontline people, the first layer of hell, Asmodeus, have went to several other sources for help. We're not even done with the sources, by the way. I still got a good one for you. So, with that being said, does my council have anything? I know the only reason I can't go into details of the contract itself. You said that he would only give me generals,
Correct.
as per our agreement. He can't give me what Baron Pote specifically asked for outside of the souls, and he can't give what was offered. So, I'm correct in that.
Glenn, I did see your roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
No, we are just reinforcing that hell is short of souls. Okay. So, you're all done?
Yeah, that's all I got. So yeah, just reinforcing the souls of hells with another third-party source, right? Sounds like either A, bad management, or B, bad leadership, or 3, right? They're just not telling this information up, which means there's a break in the leadership, and that starts with the top. Defense rest. I leave very smugly.
Asmodeus, would you like to cross-examine? No, thank you. The opinion of one that is not a fiend does not matter in this courtroom. Very well. Collector, you may leave. As he is leaving, he is banished back to his home world. He's not supposed to be here. Outside of this.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to call him up. And Baron Pope was already called, so that was the best decision.
So, Asmodeus will take a moment. I would like to call... Yeah?
I'm brushing my hair, looking in my mirror in the hat. Just...
I would like to call Lucifer the Morning Star.
Oh shit. This is a make or break one right here.
You guys are no longer in the aura, as he is
They're
forced to
nine,
go
though.
into the pit. Yes. Well, not Reese. Remember, he's...
Oh, Reese is up there, yeah.
Yeah. He just keeps moving
Well,
himself back so
yeah.
he's not standing
Yeah,
next
I
to
thought we were
Asmodeus.
Oh, sorry. I originally thought we were going back and forth.
For the record, please state your full name.
We get his true name.
Lucifer. And then he stops. Lucifer, how long have you known the defense? I learned about their escapades maybe a year ago, but I only met them a couple of weeks back. In that time that you've known them, have you conducted your own research about them? Of course I have. Tell me, what did your research find on each of them? My research has defined that Bartkov.
Sorry. Objection. Irrelevance. Only relevance is the prosecutor and defendant.
Very well, let's narrow it down just to resign, shall we? Rasan Levon. Born 320 years ago. Right, Reese?
Something
You're around
that.
like 320, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you in a second. It's in the bio. 369.
369. Nice. Born 369 years ago. His mother, of no relevance within our records. Father, equal establishment. He contracted himself to the non-Hells as a servant of yours, after dealing with an oppressive regime known as the Spaulding family. The Spaulding family had taken his wife from him, and he made a declaration to avenge her, no matter the cost. Please continue. he offered himself in the contract as a devout worshipper of yours. And promised later on that the sacrifice of the Spaulding family would be given to us to torture and torment. In your personal opinion, has Risan upheld his end of this contract? He upheld it the best to his capabilities. That is not what I asked for. No. What part? He allowed the absorption of souls from that family to be given over to the demons instead. Interesting. So you saying this mortal standing here took it upon himself to align with a demon?
Objection, incrimination.
I'll withdraw. However, would you share any other information that you gleaned in your research about this individual? If the court told me to do so, yes. Court does. He is very close in his demeanor to the rest of the devils that are so loyal to you, Asmodeus, manipulating of the truth in order to gain advantages in what they desire. It was not until recently that I experienced proof of the contrary. And where did that reside? It resided when he dealt with me, asking me to be his protector here and representative. Now, why do you think that is? The best I could discern is he chose my teaching in order to preserve his own life and to have someone in his corner to protect him. Now, how would you classify an individual such as him based off of your research? I would classify him as a lemur at most. Why is that? I do not believe that an individual who started their path of vengeance but ends up betraying their pact deserves a higher station within the Hells. Very interesting. So, would you say this individual's word means anything? I would claim that his word, as of meeting me, has become a binding agent. Previous to that, I had no personal interaction in order to judge. Now, what do you think would happen if I was found guilty? Or if Reese was found innocent? I believe there will be a war across the Nine Hells, where people will join one side or the other. That would lead to the downfall of hundreds of thousands of devils, as well as the inevitable incursion of the Abyss, at least through Avernus. Interesting. Do you believe that this individual had any forethought about this? I do not. No further questions. Defense. You can roll an insight check on that one. I'm gonna roll another deception.
Can I roll an insight check too?
You may. 33.
Oh shit, I don't think I'm making that.
Gotta roll a 19. Come on.
Nope.
Okay.
Those are my cons are
It's
oh,
very
oh,
far
yeah.
away from a 19.
Well,
can't
it's
hit
it's too below.
I can't hit a 33, but I'll roll anyway.
21. Yeah, neither of you gleam anything. This is the make or break one, huh?
Yeah, it is. When I saw him, I was like, jeez. Okay. So the first question, right? You said, in quote, I did not fulfill my obligations of giving the Spaulding's family to the Hells. I've sent you 2 Spauldings recently, and we're not going to get into the history of me taking advantage of the Spauldings, whether resurrecting, killing, etc., right? But I have upholded my hands of the Spauldings, right?
By
In
my
regards-
record, there was 6 lost to the demons.
So I have 2 that I've sent them, plus like whatever ones have happened in the past of the 100 years.
Correct.
But the main one was the King Spaulding. He was the one I had attempted to get you. He was the big one, right? I did not allow it. I attempted to stop it with magic. While that person was under mental effects of magic, and in doing so, repaid cruelty done with more cruelty, as I conspired with that person who stole my revenge with their own guard to stop them from achieving their goal. So, would you say that I truly didn't uphold my end? When I'm still trying to uphold my end as we speak. My vengeance has not stopped towards that person. I don't care if their soul's in the abyss. Intent is everything.
I believe your intentions are in fact in the right position. However, the fact that you aligned yourself, either knowingly or not, to a demon who absorbed 6 of the dead Spauldings that you promised were going to die and be sent to the Hells.
I said I would end their line for you as well, which I have.
This is not for me, Rysand.
I apologize. This is argumentative. I just wanted to make the statement known to the jury.
Asmodeus smiles. I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
However,
That. Oh, go ahead.
my previous statement still holds true. Either knowingly or not is irrelevant for our kind.
Okay. Whatever happened. Regarding my word, right? I have never lied when I have given my word. As you've done your research, it was fun. You're understanding how my tattoos work, right?
Yes.
When a deal is made, it is put on me. When it is broken, it is burned off of me. When it's completed, it comes off of me. Right? As I remove my shirt, do you see any burn marks?
Out of character, do you have any burn marks?
No, I do not.
I do not.
which means I would have fulfilled every contract I've done.
Correct.
So, regarding my word meaning anything, it means everything. Because since as you've done research, I've only had my word. Everything else was a facade. So, from what I'm looking at, how your description, would you say that me leading people, again, to whatever they needed, would you say that would just be more examples of me leading into ambition, which was what I was charged?
I could not answer that one truthfully, as I do not possess the necessary knowledge to do so.
I apologize. Lack of knowledge. I apologize. Regarding. Oh shit! I lost I just closed all my notes. I fucked up. So I've discredited the Bart situation. Right. I did stop. I am still working on it. It has not ended. So that is still work. Was there a time limit on that contract I made with Asmodeus Church?
No, there was not.
So, would you say that the contract is still in movement since I'm still working towards getting that soul from Jubilex? I'm asking Lucifon mostly.
The capacity to take a soul is lost the moment you are attempting to make any type of dealership with the demon kind.
If I have to rip that demon's head off, whatever I need to, I'm going to get my vengeance. That is probably the one thing Reese has seemed passionate about. His fucking vengeance on this guy.
That's legit. You do seem passionate about that. Are there any other questions for me?
I think I want to turn my attention more towards you, Lucifon. Right? We're looking at me. We're looking internally a lot. Please describe your relationship with Asmodeus in regards to the family, not as current status.
Is sarcasm allowed? I'll allow it. Fucking peachy.
Right. Would you say that when you speak up, right, do you... Wait, he's the one that killed his brother, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think it was Michael.
Yeah. When you killed your brother, can you describe to the events that had followed between you and your dad? Or your birth giver?
Ask that question again.
I believe birth giver would more be in line to talk
Birth
about the
giver.
mother.
Yes.
Sorry. Donor. Can you describe the events that had followed after you had killed your brother that in line with your donor? Or Asmodeus?
The day I decided to come back here, I decided that I was going to become one of the grand rulers of the Hells, and that I would seek vengeance on my brother. As such, I fought my brother, killing him. Afterwards, my father was infuriated with me. However, I did earn my seat of power as a general, and only recently, due to the shortcomings of my father, there was an opening that came about.
Can you elaborate those shortcomings?
Absolutely. Seems as if one of the rulers of the Nine Hells had gained an ambition to escape the Hells, despite the fact that we, those of us that are considered one of the rulers of the Nine, are not allowed to step off of our plane other than in a projection if summoned forth by an unfortunate soul. She found a way to bypass this precaution, and she abandoned her post, leaving a vacancy that had to be filled, one at which it is my personal belief that I was the perfect option for, since Asmodeus recognizes that I myself would stop at nothing to gain more power, and he rather deal with the threat in front of him than the knife in his back. There's a very loud murmur across the area.
I want to convene with my council very quick. I don't understand what you're going at. What do you mean, Cornwallis? You muted.
When we started this, Osmodus' opening statement was that the only mistake he ever made was what he did with Lucifon. And his punishment for what his mistake with Lucifon was the loss of Michael, the loss of his other son. That was his punishment for it.
Okay.
But since Lucifon, after killing him, replaced Michael, and Lucifon is a much stronger general, is the loss of Michael really a punishment as far as Asmodeus being the leader of Hell, since he actually got a better replacement for his loss?
Oh, I see what you're on.
So has he ever truly atoned for his initial sin against Lucifon, his original mistake?
I see what you're going with. I'm gonna repeat everything he just said to the audience because that was a lot to take. I don't feel like I can say the words as clearly as Cornwallis without stuttering.
Fair.
I'm like shaking.
Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes. Cornwallis, would you like to make your statement as of my council and my entourage?
During Osmodius's opening statement, Osmodius admitted to one previous mistake. That in his rejecting you and casting you from the Hells. He claims that he atoned for this mistake and was punished for it through the loss of his son Michael to you. But at the death of Michael at your hands, you became back into Hell, becoming a general. Evidence shows that you are a stronger general than Michael and a stronger fighter than Michael ever was. So is the loss of Michael in exchange for getting you back truly a punishment for Osmodius' original mistake? Did he not become stronger for the end of that rather than weaker?
In the long run, he did in fact become more powerful. However, in the short term, there was a significant blow to his established power. However, he was in fact punished. I do not believe the punishment fits the crime, but he was punished.
Has there ever been any evidence that Asmodeus cares enough for his children that the death of one would really be punishment to him? In your experience?
In my experience, no. But that is just my opinion.
Of course.
And your opinion has sway. It was fun. I think I hit everything except for the character concept of how he sees me, but I feel like there's not gonna be, even what I've said, it's not gonna discredit it. So I'm gonna call it at that. Closing, defense rest.
Do you want to ask about the recruitment numbers, the original thing I posted, or not? It's fine
Ask
if you don't want to.
Yeah, I don't know how that would. Did you have? Sorry, I'm just gonna ask it. Lucivan, did you have knowledge of the following recruitment numbers of the Blood War?
I did not.
So it was just held in information. So if Avernus was low on numbers and Avernus fell, would you say that it's ignorant to think that that's not information that needs to be shared with either the second or third layer of hell?
I've had a great many years on the battlefield, serving within the Blood War itself. And I can say without a shadow of doubt, if Zariel was aware that there was a shortcoming, that she would personally ensure that that shortcoming was rectified very quickly. And as such, if she had any awareness of this, she would do whatever it is in her power to keep the fight going longer and longer.
Yeah, I'm gonna say defense. Defense rest. Take a step away.
Yeah, he has to be honest no matter what.
Yeah, no, I mean it's true. Like Zariel is a big thing.
It was a gamble. I didn't know whether
Yeah.
he knew anything or not, but that's
Yeah.
one of the main things we've been trying to prove. So
Yep.
Yeah, whether the recruitment numbers are actually real or not. Yeah.
I would like an opportunity. Of course. Son. Firstly, I would like to say it pains me to hear you say there's no proof of my love for all of you, my children. But I would ask, do you believe that, well, I am weak? I do not. Do you believe that I wish the downfall of the Nine Hells? I do not. Do you believe that there is a more powerful individual within the Hells than myself? I do. Who the fuck are you talking about?
Objection irrelevant.
He gives a very pointed glare up at the judge, who... I'll allow it. Lilith. You believe Lilith is more powerful than me.
Your facade's breaking, Asmodeus.
Boy, you are gonna mind your tongue right now. Give me a charisma saving throw, Reese. Unfortunately, you're not in anybody's aura.
Yeah, I don't think I'm passing that. It's not with advantage. It's 11.
You feel his oppressive nature and just shut your mouth. I do believe Lilith is more powerful than you. I believe she has shown time and time again that she has a far greater persistence and perspective on the Hells than you do. Though I do not have any allyship to her, I believe she will be a greater lord than you ever would. Well, Brat, if you believe that, how about we head towards our closing statements? I'm done speaking.
I have one more piece of evidence.
You may present it, but Lucifon does go back to his seat.
Okay. We talk about how.
Oh, you're back in the aura, by the way.
Okay,
Just a
sweet.
reminder.
Am I able to speak
Yes.
properly?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. We talk about how us as devils shouldn't talk to the abyss. That the abyss is the problem. That the abyss is the enemy. The biggest taboo that we can do as devils is negotiate with the abyss. They're just rapid creatures. Let's be honest. They're summoned all the time in the hells as attack dogs because that's what they are. Mindless beasts. But negotiating with them, now that's bad. That is the biggest of taboos, as I've stated. So, with that being said, I pull out the book. In this book, you'll have a detailed exploits of Infinitus's dealings with the demon kind. Written from his first devout. I forgot his name again. It's like Taz or something like that. Taj? Fuck, I didn't write his name again. Taj, right? The High Clerk of Spalding. Who served under Asmodeus. Right? Then served under Infinitus. Who Infinitus was utilizing the power of the Abyss to bring forth the plague. To try and grab the downfall of a deity that had fallen. And take his place to usurp Asmodeus. If Asmodeus is so all-knowing and all-powerful, how do you not see one of his own generals utilizing the powers of the Abyss to usurp him? And he allowed it. I think that's the biggest taboo. And I put the book down. I'll let anyone that needs to read it.
So you
All I
place
got.
it down, and it is passed across the
Yeah.
the chamber. I have one more piece of evidence. Myself. The words of this mortal come from a place of ignorance. They come from a place of not understanding. You see, the fact of the matter is, the claim is that I am not above my own teachings. The claim is simple. However, a mortal speaking out in such a manner that I am flawed is just simply false. Because there is one irrefutable law down here. The truth is not measured by mortal standards. The truth is what I am. The truth is that I am the epitome of infernal law, the embodiment of hell's order. Your claims, Reese, are the result of mortal hubris, not a genuine threat to my reign whatsoever. And If there was any threat to me, he stretches his hands out wide, then the offer stands on the table. None of my concubines, champions, or generals will interfere. Any devil or mortal that wishes to usurp me, I invite you to do so. It'll be simple. As many of y'all as you want. You may try. He turns and looks over at all of you. And if you are not capable of standing up to me and attempting a usurp, your words carry no weight behind them. They are as meaningless as your entire existence. Lucifon will look over at all of you.
If that's the case, I want your own infernal seal on it. That no one will interfere. And you'll take on all challengers.
Very well. You feel this branding burn into your chest.
And I will take a couple steps away and say, does anyone here wish to stand with us to usurp this man who puts his own needs above the layers of hell? Who will let the entirety of Avernus fall before he'll let 1,000 devils die before he lets his company down.
I need
This is
you
your time.
to roll me a persuasion, and believe it or not, I'm rolling intimidation for him.
Okay, I'm gonna also utilize that. Now I'm gonna use the game advantage. I'm glad we saved it.
Luckies.
Yeah, I still have 2 luckies. 11's good, but I still feel like I'm gonna need that lucky. Some are lucky as well to take the higher number. Ah, fuck, that is my luck.
28 is a decent roll.
We can use multiple luckies, right?
Yeah.
It just utilizes it.
Yeah.
I'll use my last one. I need this roll.
It'd be nice if you had rolled it. Oh, it's
30.
better.
That's significantly better.
That is
Would-
significantly better.
Would now be the time, if any, to hex Asmodeus on charisma checks?
If you would like to.
He's probably immune to spells.
Yeah, you're
of a certain
probably
levels.
right. Yeah, you're definitely right.
I mean, I can attempt to just cast Hex at 8th level, or not 8th level.
That would probably do it. That would probably do it.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do have 8th level things. I can't recall anymore. No,
Not
7,
only-
7
not-
size.
Not only can you do it at a higher level, you can do it subtly.
Yeah. Either way, if we can't convince him in court, we're gonna have to fight him.
You
He
might
just
need
made
it.
it clear that he lost the court already, and he's just gonna skip to the fight.
Well,
I think it's because he's
he
bluffed.
is claiming he can't possibly lose court unless people are willing to stand up and fight him.
Yeah.
But that also means you all are gonna have to fight him if you want to
Yeah. I'm also gonna.
beat him in court.
I feel like I should save it, but I'm gonna use the gift of unsurpassed fortune to attempt it.
For him?
It brings up, yeah, because it brings up skill checks. That's it. I don't want to use it on that.
Well, allow me to roll first. I still haven't rolled.
Okay. Ooh.
Are you using your gift of unsurpassed fortune?
I have to try it.
Okay.
50-50. 16. He fails it.
Sorry, I have to look up the specific wording of legendary resistance.
It's saving throws.
I'm just looking it up.
Of course.
Be
of
sure,
course, of course.
damn. Mister, I'm a DM.
That's why I was so iffy about doing it. When I was like, this is probably the one time I'm gonna be able to.
I mean, I'm highly
after the
doubtful we'll actually
fairy
survive
is-
combat with him.
It is only saving throws, correct? As you give that call outwards, Reese, you see many of the fiends in this chamber are doing the impossible. They're debating. But you know there's going to have to be a first step.
Crisp. I put my armor on.
Alrighty, guys. Let's get those initiatives rolled, shall we?
Holy shit!
My
Oh.
God.
Can I have said that I used Gift of Alacrity on Sandy before all this?
You set up that you do that every single day. Yes. I'm assuming that you do that to Samdi every day.
Alright.
People.
I did not think we'd ever do this. We'd fight Asmodeus. Like the fuck, guys.
I mean, I'll say one thing. It's not the first god I've killed.
I'll kill 1,000 gods before I let
Going
this
down in
die.
a blaze of glory.
Going down in a blaze of glory, guys.
Blazes and whatnot.
I'm immune to fire, so this thing's gonna be fine.
Yes.
Guy uses hellfire for sure.
Yeah, it's Hellfire. he's...
Oh my
Yeah.
god, he got a 26. You're
I
not
know.
supposed
Really?
to roll good.
Now
Why are
is
you
the day
rolling
that
so
I
good,
know!
Brad?
Let me
Damn.
roll for Lucifon. 2. He's the
There it
only
is.
devil off the
There it is.
rip is with you guys. The other ones, Reese, if you show that you guys are holding your own, they're gonna some other devils are gonna join in. But
Because Nanu's up there, and
The-
she's already mentioned.
the
No, you
lower
better
he
come down.
gets, the more devils will join in.
Okay.
So burst damage is the name of the game.
Sure. Did everybody roll initiative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel
Where's
like it.
Ollie?
I thought I saw. I think I saw them roll.
Yeah, 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 Genesis is on there.
Yeah, they're right in front of
9.
me. Genesis should be above me in turn order. Ain't nobody going to be faster than or slower than Samdi.
Fair enough. So Lucifon is just slowly trying to get out of his chair. He's not very quick to move, guys. He's really not.
He's an old fighter.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's not
retired
committing
paladin.
to the moment.
He has very low dex. So, Asmodeus looks out across the chamber at all of you. As Risan dons his armor, he looks across the room at everybody else, who I assume is either getting ready to run or to fight. His smile goes wide as he sees this, and he will don his mythic status, growing far larger with these obnoxious wings that stretch out across the terrain, raising his hand as this very large staff, this ruby rod, grows and he grips into it as you hear the screams and wails of the hundreds of thousands of souls that he keeps personally at his disposal. And the very first thing he does, after looking at you all, is raises his rod in the air as you see a hellish pillar begin to grow inside of this chamber where all of you are standing.
Is he casting a spell?
It is not a spell.
Fuck.
He is not a
Is that-
spellcaster.
Is that a euphemism for saying he's turned on?
I mean, he
Yeah, right?
is.
This is wrong.
He is. Yup, and he can get all of you in that.
No, why did we all sit together?
It's for the aura.
Downsides
mean,
to
he
Paladin
would've just-
aura.
Put it out here somewhere.
And the first thing we are going to do next week when we come back is all of y'all are going to be rolling me some dexterity saving throws and seeing how you fare against Asmodeus. Players, it's been a hell of a ride. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, dude.